what I think sometimes happens is, and I'm not a woman, I'm just from what I've observed, because I have a baby sister. She same mom, same dad. We grew up in the same household. You talk to me, I'll tell you my parents are rock stars. I'll tell you I haven't seen any depletion or drop off of love and stability and all that. I never seen it, and I'm the oldest. You talk to my baby sister, she sounds more like maybe a Dana, maybe Lakeisha, where she'll say, well, daddy didn't do this. And so as her older brother, I've had extensive conversations, and why I'm saying I'm picking on the women is because I think sometimes we as men, we arrive in you guys' minds as what you assume men are supposed to be and what we're supposed to do.
I'm still saying the same thing. It's still the same. I think maybe because of my experience, I think Dana said the same thing, is my experience. My experience is I did live in a 2-parent household, but like you guys said, and I think I thought it would have been healthy, but and they both were there every day, all day, but it still was unhealthy. And I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it was still, my dad was present, but he wasn't present. He was more quieter. Like y'all said, it depends on the person, because he ain't say nothing. My mama ran the house, obviously. So it just, they were there, but right. You know what I mean?
Can I just ask a question though? Can you picture your life as if it was just your mom without your father? And even though he didn't play a major part in maybe like the everyday hands-on, it's like that sense of knowing. It's like, I don't know, come home and you have, knowing you have somebody that has some type of provision, whatever that is, right? But can you think back if he wasn't around?
I can. I think that he was more of the he settled the house more so than the, how it's usually the
which is required.
Reversed. Yeah, you're right. He more was like, we're not doing that today. Kind of, ignore my mom from yapping. Hey, Keish, just go ahead to your room. We ain't doing all that tonight with your mother. That's kind of how I grew up.
Lakeisha, did you ever like wait in the hallways for a father that was supposed to come to show up that never showed up?
No.
Did you have a parent there for parent and teacher like dances or moments when you needed your father to show up? Did he ever show up?
No.
Damn. When you got in a bind, did he like help you with your like a flat tire or any of those situations?
No.
So he really wasn't like active at all in no way, shape, or form.
He was physically present, but wasn't present.
Hold on. I think we should maybe be asking like a little bit. Our question should maybe be a little bit more. We ask questions to get a more holistic view of what's going on. So, if your father, you're saying that he wasn't present. He was there, but he wasn't there mentally.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's more so like a small in stature. My mom was bigger, more aggressive, more everything. Okay. He was like, whatever you say, George, kind of guy.
Okay, so you think you would consider your dad to be passive?
Very.
Okay, so your father was passive. Oh, were you about to say more?
Yeah, but even still, you don't have trauma from not having a father, is what I was trying to get to. Even though you don't seem like he did much help for you, like as far as outwardly the things that fathers typically would be there for, you don't have the trauma of not having one. You don't have the trauma of searching and seeking a father, or wondering why your dad don't love you, why you weren't good enough for him to stay around. Or
so I think that's why I was torn, because in this conversation, because I'm like, he was there, you know what I mean? Like, and actually, to be all fair, y'all, I am adopted, so I grew up in an adopted home. So, that's a whole nother door, ain't even Pandora's box. So, I live with other people most of my life. Gotcha. So I don't know if, you know what I mean, that had something to do with it or played a role in it.
It probably has a big role. It plays a big part, I would say.
I know True wanted to add something. Go ahead, True.
Yeah, well, I want to kind of pick on the women for a minute, and not to be mean. I'm gonna use an anecdotal, because I'm listening to you guys, Dana, Lakeisha, and even JW, even though yours wasn't as negative. But what I think sometimes happens is, and I'm not a woman, I'm just from what I've observed, because I have a baby sister. She same mom, same dad. We grew up in the same household. You talk to me, I'll tell you my parents are rock stars. I'll tell you I haven't seen any depletion or drop off of love and stability and all that. I never seen it. And I'm the oldest. You talk to my baby sister, she sounds more like maybe a Dana, maybe a Lakeisha, where she'll say, well, daddy didn't do this. And so as her older brother, I've had extensive conversations. And why I'm saying I'm picking on the women is because I think sometimes we as men, we arrive in you guys' minds as what you assume men are supposed to be and what we're supposed to do, without actually getting to a level to understand that every man is going to show up different. TV, I think, sometimes really robs y'all of what it is to actually facilitate a household. Men don't typically come through the door, run to their kid's bedroom, and twirl them around. That don't typically happen. It can happen, but I don't see it to happen most often. What you typically see is that he is present. A lot of conversations, if he's really a man, he's having them in proximity of just him and that woman. The kids are not to know what's going on between a parental unit in a healthy household, right? So basically, as a little girl or a young woman, I think sometimes if she does not see her father arrive the way she feels men are supposed to arrive, then they assume they lost something or they missed something. Not understanding that, just like I have to tell my baby sister, when you used to have nightmares, you used to run across the hall, knock on the door, daddy was there. Imagine if he wasn't. Imagine if you had to have that same emotion and you just had to deal with it. And then maybe mama was there, but maybe she was tired. You know, we didn't grow like that. I didn't have that experience. She didn't have that experience. So I think sometimes with these conversations, a young lady can look at what mom did. Mom was present. Mom was loud. Mom was aggressive. So it'll erase and absorb what they assume the man would have been, not knowing that you grow up very different when you have both parents. I'm a testament to tell you, just the confidence that you get in knowing what type of individual you are and can become, because they instill it in you. If it's a healthy household, they instill things in you they're priceless. And I'll land.
True. Can I just say something off of that? So I think that's a major point. Sorry, there's an echo. Okay. You were saying, how say something happens and, you might run to your dad for that like level of comfort or that protection or whatever. But the same thing with women, when a mom is not there. My mom gave my sister and I to my dad when we were 7 and 6 and 3. So my dad was very like, masculine and, he was 6'4" and big guy, scary. And we were scared of him. But we were missing that nurture, that love, that hug, and those kind of things, because we didn't really know what to do. But we did have my stepmom, and so she offered that. So I can imagine if we only had my dad, then we would be missing out on that, and that could cause for maybe a lot of masculinity, in us. And just so you know, Dana's my sister. So she, so yeah, we went through, that part. So it's imperative that there's both parts. There's both man and woman, mom and dad.
Well, we get a bad rap sometimes. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We get a bad rap sometimes because I hear the nurture word a lot, and then we automatically attach it to the woman. Men nurture. Men definitely nurture. Now, it may not be the feminine nurture, but the nurturing is like, you fall off your bike, your dad gonna be like, get up, you got it. That's a nurturing delivery. That's a nurturing, I got your back, I'm gonna show you how to do it. But we don't typically get that, and that's unfortunate because it's necessary for the development of the child. I hear automatically when we talk about nurture, we automatically give it to the woman. Men nurture. Just if for those listening that are not on the panel, they nurture. Then I'll land.
Okay, so I just wanted to say, I should have came on and been like, add to, what we were talking about as far as relationships and what what a 2-parent household, gives to their children. Well, again, and I shouldn't have come in negative, but that was just my initial, I hear all the great things that, that a 2-parent household adds to, the value of their family and their children. But, I guess, again, my experience, we grew up in a very multiple dysfunctional households. So, but I have raised my kids. I've been with my fiance now for 21 years. Actually 22 years in August. So, we have a 16-year-old and a 7-year-old. I think sometimes we are all going to feel like, you know, at some point we're giving more. I'm giving 80, he's giving 20, you know, 40, 60. Maybe sometimes I can only give 20 and, you know, he's doing the 80. Again, it's all about balance and just trying to do the best you can for your kids. But there are times where, I mean, I'm sure anyone has been through, you know, some shit in 22 years in their relationship. But it's more so about sticking it out and trying to move forward. If you can do that, if you can continue to do that and it be healthy for your children. Obviously, they shouldn't be exposed to certain things, but unfortunately, sometimes it is out of your control. You can't help it. So, again, it's just a matter of, balancing each other out. You giving what I can't give. And the nurturing thing, yes, men just nurture in a different way. Like you said, it's more so, oh, they fall and get up. Don't baby them. Their nurturing is, you good? You okay? All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Yeah, again, I apologize to all the men that are doing their thing and, adding to their, pouring into their children and their relationship. But, it's just I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah.